Your energy, it's your most valuable resource. And if you're constantly drained or unfocused or just feel like you're pushing through exhaustion just to get through the day, well, something has to change. You probably already figured that out, right? So, running on fumes, it's not going to help you reach your goals faster. I mean, I think it slows you down. It makes everything seem harder, and eventually, you end up you force yourself to stop. And you don't need to work harder or squeeze more into your schedule. I think a lot of times people think that way. They're just like, I got to work harder. I got to get more done. You just need to manage your energy smarter. Have you ever thought about it that way? That's a lot of where this podcast focuses. I often say, hey, recharge your battery, reclaim your power. That is the tagline of this. But let's talk about energy today. And before we get into all this great stuff, head over to talktoperry.com. That's where I've created that site specifically for podcast viewers like you, or if you're listening on the audio in your podcast app. You can just head over there. It's just specifically for you guys because it's about keeping your energy high and helping you reach all your goals. And I want to help you recharge that battery of yours. And I'm talking about your mental and your physical battery so that you can reclaim your power. We do that in 15 minutes. Talktoperry.com. Okay, the real reason why you feel exhausted. Probably not just because you had some sort of sugar crash, although that can that can happen too. It's not just about sleep. It's not about the coffee you just had. It's about your mental and physical and that emotional bandwidth that you have. Many people drain themselves in ways, gosh, we don't even realize. Consider this: too many decisions. Every small task, and every choice, it takes energy, right? If you think about this, I don't know if you're one of those people that uses let's say a Chrome web browser, and there you open up a bunch of tabs, and it doesn't seem like much. I do this all the time, but all those little tabs take up a bit of energy, a bit of memory, and it slows. The more of them that are open, and I have way more than 10 open. And I've done some research on it, and it says about 10 should be it already is too much. That's kind of like what we do with these small choices that we do. The more decisions that you make, the more exhausted you feel. Another one, speaking of internet stuff, whatever, constant distractions. I mean, checking your phone, responding to messages. I'm kind of calling myself out here where it's jumping from task to task to task. Even though I just checked, this social media, this account, and another email or whatever, and then I'll find myself going through it again. I'm like, what is that? Well, it wrecks your focus. Your focus, it keeps getting distracted. That's an energy drainer as well. Overcommitting is another one. Saying yes to everything. It spreads yourself thin and it leaves nothing for yourself. Running on stress. How many of us do that, right? Pushing through that exhaustion. I was just working with a person. I hired somebody on Fiverr to just create some images for me. And they had to delay the project because they got sick. And you're thinking, well, it's not a big deal. Some people get sick all the time. This person had to be bedridden for a while because they drove themselves past the point of exhaustion, worked long hours doing lots of different projects, not managing their energy at all. And eventually, something had to give. So if you're running on low energy, your ability to take action suffers. I know that happened to the person designing my images. And when they got back to me, I'm like, take your time. I'd rather you have your energy and everything about you to put in your best work as opposed to stressing yourself out and overcommitting yourself, right? Because then it becomes hard to even do the simplest tasks. And this is why people quit. Not because they don't have the ability. Am I able to? Yes. Am I willing to? Yes. But I don't have the energy to keep going. And I found that, and that's why I built this in with the theme of this podcast: recharge your battery, reclaim your power, because so many of us, we go about life like we're like a 6-year-old smartphone and 2% battery life and no charger in sight, and we keep trying to do one more thing, one more thing, one more thing, and we're just drained and exhausted. I know that was happening to me when I wanted to get in shape, but I was overweight, overwhelmed, I was stressed out, and really overworked, and I'm like, gosh, something's got to give. And so I started doing some of the things that I'm sharing with you on this podcast to really boost my energy. I often ask people, how would your life look different if your mental and physical battery was running at 100% every single day instead of 2%, right? So there's ways to recharge without slowing down. If you want to perform at high level, you need to protect your energy, right? The same way you protect your time. A lot of times I'll ask people, how are you doing? They're like, I'm doing great. I'm just busy. And we keep programming ourselves that we're just busy. So here's how. Consider these things. One is to control your inputs. The information you consume, the people that you listen to, maybe it's the environments that you're in, all that. You put yourself, it's wherever you're putting yourself, it's impacting your energy. So if you can start to really identify and become aware and limit the negativity and the unnecessary noise, I know that you're going to feel pretty amazing. Prioritizing recovery. This is something even when recovery was part of a fitness program, I'd push through it. I'd be like, I don't have any time for this recovery nonsense. I have to keep going. You know, rest isn't a reward for working hard. A lot of times people think, oh, you get a day off. You worked hard. You deserve it. It's a necessity. Taking intentional breaks, getting out in the sun, moving your body, doing a recovery workout, that all contributes to, it's like even taking a nap. I love taking a nap. That is the equivalent of, hey, I'm plugging my phone in and getting an energy charge for a bit. I can still use the phone if I need to, but the recovery is the boost of energy. And then if you could take a look and eliminate low value tasks. Not everything deserves your time and focus. And I think a lot of times people think that they've got to do it all. That's what happened to me. And that's why I reached out to Fiverr, because there were some things I really wanted to do, and I wanted to do it my way. But there are talented people out there that can do it even better, do it even more efficiently. Unfortunately, this person was kind of at burnout stage, which I didn't know when I hired them. But finding somebody that can do it, cutting out what isn't moving you forward. I'm working with a client right now using boundaries to protect your energy. That's what she's doing. If something's draining you, but it doesn't serve you, it's time to step back. And this includes, maybe people that are around you. So and I'm not talking about taking it easy. I'm talking about making sure your energy is being spent where it matters most, right? So really take time to focus on that. And like I said, if you really want to dial in a plan for yourself, it could be an energy boosting plan. It could be just a health and fitness plan. It could be just looking at what's draining your energy and getting back on track so you can get the best results. That's why I tell people, head over to talktoperry.com. Burnout, it doesn't happen overnight. It's kind of sneaky. There's a lot of things that are sneaky around there. Burnout's one of them. It's the result of this constant giving away of your energy, or letting things sabotage your energy without you even knowing it and without you even restoring it. So if you want to stay in the game for the long run, you need to manage your energy like a pro. I mean, ask yourself, where do you need to shift your focus? That's one of my words for this year. It's the word bokeh. It's like a photography word, Bokeh. But it is that focus. Even though things are blurred out, they aren't like totally eliminated. They're just kind of beautifully there. But there is a focus, there is an aim, there is a clarity. And the faster that you take control of your energy, the faster you'll start to see results. So just know you can choose to use your power and take control, or you can take a look at the things out there and really assess what is draining my energy and not let them take control of you, like the excuses, justifications, rationalizations, negative news, all that stuff. It really boils down to deciding and committing to yourself and your goals and choosing to figure out new ways, looking at possibilities, learning and growing, and keep moving forward. You've got this, my friend. I'd love to hear your top takeaway from today. Please don't drop those down in the comments. I'm looking down. Drop those down in the comments there. I promise I will reply. And as always, you absolutely rock, my friend. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week. That's another Power Blast podcast in the books. Thanks so much for tuning in. And remember, when you are ready to recharge your battery, make sure you go to talktoperry.com. That's talktoperry.com. That's Perry. And I want to listen. I want to hear, what's going on. I want to help you in that 15-minute call to recharge your battery and reclaim your power so that you're off and running and creating massive momentum toward your dream. Also, every day, I am delivering more motivation, support, tips, and strategies inside my free community with amazing people like yourself. And we are conquering the mindset and the fitness. I do 52 weeks of free training in there. Plus, I coach and I mentor people, as well as give you access to tons of resources and guides. It's called my Upside Down Fitness Community because we work on a lot of mindset stuff, the inside stuff. And we're a fun group of people striving to make healthier habits in this awesome chapter of life. So make sure you get in there. I promise you'll absolutely love it. Just head over to upsidedownfit.com and you can get into the group. And hey, you would be an awesome friend if you get over to iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast and leave an honest rating and review for the Power Blast podcast. It helps awesome people like you find the show even faster, and that's who I'm looking for, awesome people like you. That's all I have for this week, my friend, and just to let you know, you absolutely rock. That's all I have for this week. I'll see you on the next Power Blast podcast, and always remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.